Hi, my name is Newell Davis with World of Compost, and today I'm going to show you two different size bins. I have some Rubbermaid totes, and one of them is a 10 gallon and one of them is an 18 gallon. And I've chosen the 10 gallons for my bins. I know a lot of people recommend 18, and I'm going to show you some of the differences between these bins and how they operate as far as a worm bin. So let's take a look at the bins and go over what the differences are. So here are the two bins. Obviously the first thing you're going to notice is height. This one is a good, 8 inches taller, this bin right here. So other than that, they're essentially the same size. I mean, the lids are basically the same. The bottoms are the same. These can actually slide in and out of each other. But this one is definitely deeper. So when we open this up, now this bin has been going for a while. Everything here is right in the bottom. You can see it's actually very, very well composted. Lots of worms in here. As I dig through here, they've kind of broken everything up. This bin is ready to be sorted, although I'm probably just going to add some food in. It's a little bit too liquidy at the bottom. That's because I've been over this before, but I don't keep holes in the bottoms of my bin, so it's a little bit moist down there, but it's still not bad. I've had much worse, but this is what these bins look like. I mean, and there's tons of worms in here, as you can tell, and it's working really well. So this bin's pretty good. I mean, really, it's doing very well. I mean, this entire thing's been composted. There's no food in here whatsoever anymore. I mean, it's all compost, and it's breaking apart. It's about the right consistency. It just breaks apart on my fingers, crumbles apart. It's not like mud or sticking together. So this bin has worked really well. But now I'm going to go over why I don't use these bins. As you can tell, I have a lot of room in the top here, which is great for air circulation and things like that. But the problem is that one, you can see I'm reaching in all the way down here, and it's a lot harder to reach in than the smaller bins. Two, you do not want to fill these bins up all the way because this stuff is heavy. And I mean really, really heavy. It's really hard to move these bins around when they're full, and when you have 18 gallons of dirt, I mean, was it a gallon of water I know weighs 7 pounds per gallon or something like that. So, you think about it, and you have, over 70 pounds to move around. This stuff gets really heavy really quick, which is why I tend to use smaller bins. Two, I never use this top layer here, so I feel it's a huge waste. Now, as far as the advantages of having a bin like this, there is a lot more area for you to put food in. So I'm going to put some food in here, actually some new cardboard and food. So I'm going to dig up this side right here. I'm not going to spill out or anything like that, which is great. It makes it a lot easier. I'm going to grab the cardboard here, dump a whole bunch of cardboard in. So I've got a lot of cardboard I can add in here. It's going to absorb some of the liquid. It's no big deal. Got, plenty of space to work in here. And this is one of the huge advantages of this, and why I do like these bins sometimes, is that I can do this, and then I can just add as much food as I want, and then I just cover it right back up, and I can stack it all the way up to here. I've got multiple inches of room to work with on top to stack food on without it affecting the rest of the bin. And the worms can kind of, if it's frozen, they can migrate over here, and they go back, and there's plenty of space for them. This is one of the advantages. Actually, let me grab some food I've got. Sorry about the dog barking in the background. That's my new puppy, Cody, and he's still in his crate training days. So, but there you go. So I have a big piece of lettuce in here. I'm just going to pile this stuff right on top, and now the worms, they can, if it's too cold for them, they can move over here if they wanted to. I'm actually going to put, while I'm doing this, I'm going to dig up this side a little bit here, add some cardboard down here too, since we still have plenty of room in this bin. It weighs quite a bit, but it's not outrageous for me, at least. So there we go. I'm going to mix this up pretty good here. Get them something to work through with the lettuce that I just added. So that's how this bin is. So this bin it's doing really well, which I have to say I've not had a lot of luck with these deep bins before, because I tend to add too much food, or try to start them up too quick. Just trying to get some of these worms off my gloves here. But that's the big advantage of this bin. Now I'm going to let you contrast that with this other one, which is also pretty much done. And this is one of my, that's what I was saying, this thing's heavy. I mean, it's it weighs a good amount. This is the small bin. So this one, again, nicely composted. But look at this. When you're digging down in here, it's very, very shallow. Makes it easy to dig around. This is a little bit, this is one of the disadvantages I found, is that these bins tend to run a little bit more moist because there's less air column in the bin. So a lot of times I'll take the lids off, and I'm going to do the same thing here. I think I might just add cardboard to this one. There's still lots of worms, fully composted everything, but this bin is just so much lighter to move. It's just a lot lighter. It's easier to move around. It's easier to store. I can stack them pretty easily. You know, I've found that I use these a little bit more frequently than the large bins. And also, if I need to move something somewhere, I just grab it and move it, rather than, you know, some of the other bins I have to actually try to empty some of it out before I can even move them. They're so large. And some of them I can't move at all, like my flow-through worm bins. I mean, you can't move them. They weigh too much. So, again, I'm going to add a whole bunch of cardboard here. But this is the disadvantage. When I pile this stuff up, I only have so much room. Like, and I got to make sure the lid fits on, so I got to make sure this all stays down. I'm not going to add any food this time because it's a little bit too moist in here. But again, tons of worms in here. I don't know if you can see this, but let's just see here. Tons of worms. I mean, just absolutely tons of worms in here. So this cardboard in here is going to act as a bedding for them to eat and some food. And that way they can kind of, this will hopefully dry out a little bit, and they'll move down into this and eat some more. So I'll probably add some more food to this bin in a little bit, but right now it is just a little bit too moist. It's not flaking apart quite as well as the other one, which is the other advantage of having a deep bin container, is the fact that this stuff doesn't get as moist, I feel, in those deeper bins. It tends to, as I said, I think the larger air column inside tends to dry it out just a little bit more and have it be a little bit more functional. So, but all these worms are still healthy, and either way works. It's just a matter of your preference. I happen to like the lighter bins because, well, they're easier to move around. I move them around my basement. I stack them. Let me just show you over here. I stack them up like that, so they're 4 tall, and that can handle a lot of food. So that's the advantage of having these small bins compared to a big bin. I mean, this would be only 2 high with a big bin, and they use the same amount of food essentially. So that's just my comments on the different bin sizes here. I know that some people have asked me before, you know, why I use the small bins that I do, and why I don't put holes in them, you know, in the top. I usually don't. Like this one happens to have it right here where it has holes in the top, but I normally don't do that because of the fact that I want to be able to stack them like I showed you. So if you put holes in the top, well, then you put a bin on top of it. That just blocks the holes up. So I hope this video was informative for you, and please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.